Welcome. So why do men become alcoholics? Well, why do men drink? Traditionally, men used to drink more than women, usually, right? If you think back, way back, And the reason is, of course, about way back, we used to go on a hunt, right? And the hunt sometimes used to last a week, maybe more. And we'd hunt the herd or something, or be around that herd, follow the herd or whatever, and we'd hunt, and we'd get all the meat, and you'd have to carry all the meat back. But now we had enough meat to last us quite some time, so we could relax. And we used to drink stuff then, as a sort of an unwinder thing, after, tell stories about the hunt, things like that. And men still do it now. We all meet down the bar or whatever. But there's a couple of reasons, there's a few reasons why I've seen men become alcoholics. One is they have an addictive nature, right? Some people are just born with this addictive nature that they have to drink, they have to smoke, they have to do this, they have to do drugs or whatever. They're just addictive nature. But most of the time, the ones I saw that were alcoholics, they were alcoholics because they wanted to forget. Something had happened and hurt them a lot in their life, and men feel pain greatly and very deeply. And these men were drinking to forget, because when you drink enough, it does numb your memory considerably. And you guys know that. I know that. When I've had a few drinks, I don't even know where I am. So that's why they do that. A lot of the alcoholics I knew, that's why they started it. And they can't seem to stop. But I'm going to tell you a story here, and this it's not a story, it's a true story about somebody. And it's going back when I was a young man, a young boy really, and I was in this town in Canada, 800 people, that was all that's there. It was the type of town where you betrothed yourself really to your wife, or your future wife and your future husband. Basically it happened at school. They went to school, it was such a small area. That's where they met, and didn't go outside of the town too much. And they ended up getting married, having kids, and it worked quite well, actually. It's a very friendly community, very friendly town, and it was a bit like the Waldens, really, right? Anyway, there's this man there, and he seemed to be a very nice man. He was a hard-working man. He was married, and obviously was born there, lived there, and he had a 11, 12-year-old son, I believe it was, yeah? And he was always helping at the church as well, and he used to drink occasionally, like just all the other men used to do sometimes, but not excess at all. And then one day, his son got hit by a car and was killed. Now that's pretty unusual because it wasn't a very busy town, but it was nobody's fault. It was just a damn accident, really. And this man started drinking heavily every day, every night. He used to go to work still, but he used to go get drunk every night, and he used to be stumbling up and down the streets. You could find him anywhere, and he would be he couldn't speak hardly, he was so drunk. And he did this night after night, and obviously he couldn't take the pain of losing his son. And he just drank to forget. And it was sad, really, because his son and him used to always be together. They used to be fishing together. They used to, anytime he's walking down the street, anywhere doing it, he was always with his son. His son was with him. They looked like together all the time. So it must have been traumatic for him. So that's why he was drinking. And what happened to him, Canada is pretty harsh in the winter. And they plow the streets and plow the roads. Life goes on, but there's still plenty of snow and it's pretty cold. And anyway, he was walking from one bar to another bar, and he fell in a snowbank. And obviously he was unconscious because he was so drunk. And nobody knew he was there for quite a few hours. And I think it was about -28 or something. They finally found him, but they had to take him to the hospital, and he lost, I think it was 7 fingers on his hands, due to, frostbite. So now he's got that, and it didn't stop him drinking though. So now he's walking up and down there, whatever, every night, and now he's got 7 less fingers now. And then his wife eventually left him, and he still carried on drinking. And as far as I knew when I left the town, he was still stumbling up and down every night drinking. And that's because he felt so much pain that he had to drink to forget. And that's the only thing I think that helped him. So there it is. So what do you guys think? Why do men drink to excess? Is it because of the pain that they've had in their life at some point? Because men feel pain deeply. Unlike women, they move on or whatever, but men have a hard time with it. And so that's my theory. I think a lot of men drink to forget sort of some pain that they've had in their lives. That's my theory. And probably only my theory. By the way, I drink occasionally, not as much as I used to, obviously, but when we were younger men, we used to. That was a sort of a man thing, wasn't it? We used to meet go out, and get pretty well drunk, really pretty well. And it's always the male thing was that if you didn't drink all your beer in one bar, you're heading to the next. Your mates would all stand around you, waiting for you to drink that, because you got to drink that. We all got to have the same amount and all that sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, sorry, I kind of went off track there. But there you are. That's my theory on that one. I don't know. Is it good or bad? Let me know.